this is the only church you really ever know. I mean, you went to the Southern Baptist, but that was your parents' church.
Exactly.
Right. That was, which we all understand that there's something that just because you went there doesn't make it your church.
Yeah.
And so then you found your people and your church, and I mean, I know we've been to camps and high defs and all that kind of stuff. So what does that transition look like over for you? Especially like, once again, this is your senior year.
Yeah. So it was super, since we moved so abruptly, it was kind of hard to like let go, because that summer before I got the opportunity to be on our like student ministry team, like our lead team at Preston Trail. So that was really great, and I was really excited for the upcoming school year because we had so many things planned and all that, and then all of a sudden I was moving and I was like, oh, okay, well I guess that's not happening anymore.
Just live in the church.
I wish.
I mean,
I wish I could. Do you know how many people offered? They were like, you can come live with me, and I was like, I don't think my mom's gonna let that happen.
That's not how that. Yeah.
Thanks for the offer, but so moving away from church was really hard because I grew up, yes, my family was Christian, and like we believe in all that stuff, and like I talk to my parents about my relationship with God all the time.
For sure.
But my parents got divorced when I was in 8th grade. So from like 8th grade on, and even before then, like when we moved to McKinney, we really only went to church on like Christmas and Easter. Yeah. We were like those people at church, and you'd be like, oh.
Christmas and Easter Christians.
Yeah.
There's a thing for it.
You like go, but like we didn't talk to anybody at all.
Of course.
So it's like, it wasn't like your church, it was just you go.
That's the church you go to on Christmas and Easter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
High holidays.
And even like that, at one point we didn't even go to church, we just watched it online, and I was like, guys, come on, like, what are we doing?
Let's put some clothes on. Come on.
Let's get out of the house.
Let's figure this.
But then in 8th grade I got invited to Camp Eagle, and it was great. It's kind of funny because I'm not even friends with the people who invited me anymore. They don't even go to Preston Trail anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here, so I went to church, and then it was a couple years later, and then I got my driver's license, and I was like, ooh, let's go to church again. Like, that sounds fun. So for like 3 years, I went to church by myself every single Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I served in children's ministry, like I said, and then I went to our PTSM area and everything like that. So for 3 years, it was just me by myself. Like, my whole family knew that I was like at church and everything, like, and we talked about it, but it wasn't on their priority list to go to church.
It wasn't y'all's church, it was your church.
It was my church, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like me being able to get up every Sunday morning and be like, oh, these kids, they need me to show up for them, because like as a responsible leader of a group, you need to show up for your kids because they're depending on you.
Yeah.
Especially when they're little like that, because I've had so many kids come and talk to me, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this happened. Remember like 2 months ago I told you about it? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me about that? Just kind of forgot. But my church community like just really became like my family almost, especially because my parents are going through a divorce, and like it's kind of like, it didn't drag, but it's like, it's still a sad thing that happens. And I feel like I really found my best friends. Plus my school friends weren't really great. They were kind of partiers, and like they said they were Christians, but they didn't like align with the same morals
Christian
and values that I had. So I really like honed in and like became super, super close friends. And even like before I moved, I was like, my real like friend group was my church group. So that was pretty interesting. So just having like the routine of, having that, and then having it like just go away, all of a sudden was pretty hard.